Good morning, family. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. You would think, late as you is, you'd have had that together.
They did that at the store. They did that at the store, KC, but because my old phone was so old, everything transferred over, but it didn't transfer over and turn on.
You see me anyway.
Ain't nobody gonna see you. Dang, we gotta do an introduction.
Tell one player, he was like, man, one player said the bishop, he said the bishop never noticed him. And he said the bishop, he said, man, paint your car bright or something, man, do something spectacular. Then I might notice you. Yeah, so do something to make me notice you, you know what I'm saying?
Hello, Flint. Good morning. My name is Jordan Sheridan. I'm a journalist, not from Michigan, but I feel like I'm here more than my own home state. And I've been reporting on the Flint water crisis.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say that the actions from the police department in the last 2 days, I'm fully condemning the actions that have taken place.
And here we are. We live.
We live.
Nah, ain't nobody here. We live.
How many people we got?
Two.
Two people. Good evening, everybody. I'm about to share this out. Make sure y'all share. I got nobody. Nobody is here with me today. Just nobody. It's just me right now. I don't want y'all to pay attention to Mr. Rodney Porter right now. I don't want y'all to know that this is Mr. Rodney Porter. Y'all just wait a minute and let me share this out. Mitch.
See, everybody then tapped in.
Okay.
We got Salty Chef, that's the good brother coming from Saskatchewan, Canada. The beautiful Deborah Luna. We got Asaya Quill, aka Mama Quill. David Bergergen.
Bergeron.
I'm gonna say David B. It's Sunday and words are hard. We got Georgia Boy, top of the evening. Y'all know this is a Sunday edition. Special edition.
Evening.
Cicero, good evening. I see Denise tapping in from Georgia. Good evening. And we got Debbie Clark, the beautiful Debbie Clark, then tapped in. The lovely Teresa then tapped in. And we got the beautiful Carolyn Hendricks in the building. What is that? Jessica Darga.
Oh.
I'm hoping I'm the name on the screen. Jessica. I'm gonna say Jessica.
I see Teresa.
That's gonna say Jessica D. Is that right? Jessica Darga, Darga.
Darga, we can go with that.
Loving me, good evening. Good evening. Then we got Donnell Dumas, the only Dumas that Winters is liking right now.
That's the only one.
Diane Thornton, the lovely Diane Thornton, good evening. You tried it, good evening. Happy Sunday. The beautiful Terry Nixon in the building. YJ717, good evening. Riri, good evening. Sonia Chari.
Ooh.
Sonia Chari, am I saying that
Just
right?
say the first name, Mick.
Sonia C. Your mama went to. Marcia A. Talbert, good morning. Kamala Buford, I got that right.
It's about time.
Cash Williams, good evening. And I messed that up, Kamala. I meant to say evening. Then we got my good brother Marcus Fielder tapping in from Fairfield, California. And he said he's still celebrating his mom's 89th birthday.
Happy
belated birthday to your mom. Is always a blessing.
89.
Facts.
That's
we got an unapologetic IB Keys in the building. H. Sprague. I ain't going. We going somewhere. We got Petty Fish from the SAG Nasty. And I know her ass. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't free. That's all I'm gonna say. Free.
Free like Juneteenth.
Barb Harrington, good evening. That's all I'm saying. Queen Anifa, 1909. Good evening. Oh, it says so me and Jed, so you and Jed on the same time.
Well, y'all know, tell Jed to get off and come on over here. I got
Detroit
100.
boy.
I need 200 people before I start talking.
Sherry, the beautiful Sherry Allen.
That's Auntie. What up?
Facts.
That's your auntie?
Shut
up.
Michelle 69.
That's my auntie.
Felicia Martinez coming in from Jersey. We get that Jersey love over this. Where is it? Oh, is she from Brooklyn? She's from Jersey.
Jersey.
Sequoia, good evening. Good evening. Sunflower 34. She said I said it right. That's correct, Dogger. What's up? Sunflower 34 tapping in from South Carolina. Then we got Michelle P. But I call her Michelle Pfeiffer.
Hey, First Lady.
You know what? No, Felicia, we ain't gonna do that. Tasha Lynn, good evening. We got the Maxter, Kawana Mack in the building.
What's up, Kawana?
We got Yolanda Ferris in the building. Antonio Brown in the building. We got Diablito El Domino. I hope I said that right. Miss Karaja Smith. We're gonna say DLD then, hot damn it.
We got the red snapper on here.
Y'all know I graduated. They pushed me through. That's all I'm saying. Rose C, good evening. Meat Freaks Barbecue tapping in from Palaca, Florida in the building. Then we got Ernst & Young, who don't never want to put me on something for council. When I'm going to come up on the agenda, Ernst & Young, shit, I've been working hard as this Hebrew.
Ain't getting no money.
Maria Carter, good evening, cuzzo, for tapping in. Then we got Merck 76, good evening. I see Snapper in the building. Then we see the Wickster in the building, OG Wig. Then we got Steve Strack. Uh-oh. We the People News say he in the building. He in the building. SC Dog Fan, good evening, good evening, good evening. Sassy Shay, good evening. Oh, Jersey Love all day. I knew when she, what's that? White Von Skinner, good evening. And we got Sweep Cupcake on break, good evening. Then we got Mr. Thomas. He said it's hot as hell up in Dallas right now.
It's hot as hell up in Flint right now.
I ain't gonna complain. The INA is in the building. That's what it is. I ain't gonna complain because as soon as that winter hit, people gonna be hollering.
All of this snow.
And y'all see who who just popped in. The beautiful Miss Eunice. Good evening. And the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Well, you know what? I am still trying to share real quick. I do want to say shout out to ATN News Media Group and the greatest producer in the world. Around here, we call him Space These Sprockets, but today we're just going to call him Curious Mick because he's curious.
Mario, good evening. H in the building. It is, yeah, it is. It's hot. I'm wondering, like, why do I do this?
It's cool in here.
It's cold?
You
Cool.
said it's cool?
No, it's cool.
Cool.
Oh, you
Compared to outside.
tripping. It feel like it's 90 degrees in here.
I'm sweating like I'm in front of the feds finna tell. That's how I feel right
You
now.
don't say that. You don't say that with him sitting here.
I'm just saying, this how hot it is.
We're not going to say that one.
I'm about to be up here like I'm finna tell. Now, can I get that, what is it, the Admiral combo from Red Lobster?
The who?
The Admiral, the Feast.
Do they still got that? Do people still go to Red Lobster?
I'm pretty sure they do. But I mean, when I was there, that was some of the things you can get.
That used to be like the hottest little date spot. You want to go to Red Lobster? You think he was doing something?
That's hey, don't knock them. That's where all the players was at back in the 80s.
Was you there, Rodney?
No, I was locked up.
Oh.
What about the 90s?
Not
Still
the
locked
whole.
up.
Damn. How many years you do?
25.
Lord,
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
them cheddar biscuits used to be banging though. Now you can take them down. Now they want is roof crest or
Roof Chris.
Roof Chris. I mean, words are hard. It's hot. My brain is fried right now.
Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? They want to go down to Detroit. They got to go down to City Slickers. You know what I'm saying? That's when they wanted them Gators to be like they Detroit players.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't want the Tims to let them know they was from Brooklyn. But it is what it is, you know. I mean, but that's what they had. You wasn't popping unless you had Averex.
Who?
You don't know about them leather jackets or Al Wasan. You know about that one.
I know Al Wasan.
You ain't know about the Averex.
That must be what y'all little Flint boys wore.
Nah, that's what they was wearing out in New York. Them things cost about damn $2,500 for a jacket.
I was in there up in Muskegon with the nanny goat and the Daniel Boone hat.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Oh, my mama, she was a diva, so she made sure we was, we dressed the part for real. She was in the name brand, so
you know.
choice.
Let me make sure I get this out to
That's what I'm saying.
places.
They know all the places it used to be. Then this when they was what was that Pipers? That's what the young hustlers was drinking. They thought they right now. They thought they had came alive. They got off that night train and Boone's Fine. They had graduated. They was drinking Old English 800s at one time. Then they got to Michelob.
Mm, mm, mm,
You know, when you get to become 1,000 there, you like to do different things.
mm,
You don't want to drink that hard liquor, that bumpy face, that gin and juice. That was a
Bumpy
classic
face.
back in the day.
mm.
Then they got to that Hennessy. They wouldn't have the VS, you know, it wouldn't have the top notch, you know, it was just the brown.
Need a fan?
No, I'm
And
cool.
Oh, is he cool? I guess
then you know
you don't need
people
no fan.
for
It's
sure.
hot.
You know.
Well,
I'm glad you got me on the show though.
you know what? I'm glad that you're here.
For real. Cause it's been a couple shows I've been trying to get on, but they don't invite me. You know what I'm saying? I guess when people see you associated with certain people, they tend to think that you on the same agenda they on.
That's true.
But you could probably see, you know, people around each other, but not all the time. So that should let you know like they ain't on the same page.
Oh, guilty by association.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen that's watching from all over the country right now, we got none other than Mr. Rodney Porter.
Right. That's right.
Mr. Rodney Porter has better known as a Flint legend. He's been a legend around here in these streets for a long time. They say go to Detroit and get trick. We ain't got to go to Detroit and get trick when we got Rodney Porter right here in Flint.
Shout out to Trick. He tried to mess with us though.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was trying to create a no fly zone down. He was trying to give us the game, but
we slow.
I don't think we slow. It's just like I think we know everything. You know what I'm saying? And like we all Michigan, we should have been came together.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
for
true.
real. Like he put money in your pocket with that. It ain't just the crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. You coming to my city, y'all got to get some of my people that do music to be on your shows, and, you know, stuff like that. If not, y'all can't do it here.
Right.
And that's how it should be.
It should
You know what
be.
I'm saying? Like for real, we got local artists, singers and rappers and people that's good, and you know they come up in the arts, but they don't always get a chance to, you know, do that type of stuff. So.
Right. Well, I brought you on here today. You said, you know, like you were saying, you want to come on.
Yeah.
And you want to tell your story.
Yeah.
And how you seeing things from Rodney Porter's point of view.
Right.
Now, I'm going to start with my point of view, and then I'm going to let you interject, and then Mick can jump in when he wants to.
Yeah, y'all got the questions asked.
So, you know, and I'm doing this off the fly. There's nothing rehearsed.
Right.
We have had we had one prior discussion, but that was just like in passing on the fly.
Right.
Nothing like running down what was going to be on the show or nothing like that, because
Right.
I just reached out to you last week about coming on.
Yeah.
And so I didn't put his name on the flyer today because I didn't want all
She
them
thought
people.
I was gonna be scared to come on here.
Well, I didn't think you was gonna be scared to come on. I just knew you was gonna get a lot of calls not to come on.
But like I told you, I'm the type of person, like can't nobody say nothing about somebody else and make me form an opinion of them. I have to see it myself. That's why I think the one time we was up there at the voting site and I got a chance to talk to y'all, I was saying like, cause you see me over here, that don't mean I ain't for what's over there as well, because like art would talk like a whole lot of people didn't know. And I remember he would I would ask him certain stuff on Facebook. He wouldn't answer. He'll call me.
Oh,
and
okay.
then he'll ask me certain stuff on Facebook and I wouldn't answer and I would call him. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't never at each other. Never have been. Of course, we both might do stuff that we don't agree with, but I don't like doing that in the public. At 17 years old, I got dragged through the public for what I went to prison for, you know what I'm saying? And I felt real embarrassed for my family, like more than anything. I got what I wanted out of it, which was to reputation, but we don't take into considerations like my little sister and them, they would get notes on their desk, you know,
Right.
talking about their brother. And I didn't really know until they started sharing it with me. And it kind of made me feel bad. So, you know, once I was locked up, I also said I would never take away other people's options. You know what I'm saying? And when you stereotype somebody, that's what you pretty much do. I did it to Sheriff Swanson. He didn't know, excuse me. But once I realized I was doing it, I went down there and I met him and I apologized. And he was like, "What you apologizing for?" I say, "Because I stereotyped you. Something a black person really shouldn't be doing to anybody." And he was like, "How so?" I say, "Because when the George Floyd thing happened, you was the very first person I seen out front and to be white. You know what I'm saying?" But then a year and a half later, he was still doing the work. I was like, wow, I stereotyped him. That ain't even who he is. And we've been cool ever since. He support everything I do. I'm talking about. And he called me, whatever he got going on, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe he for the people. Everybody not for the people.
Facts.
Right.
And I found that out. And it wasn't the hard way because 95% of the people I knew was like, you're on the wrong side. And I'm telling them.
And we talking about the Neely side.
Yeah. But it wasn't so much me being on the side because I would tell everybody what I'm trying to do with Flint. I need everybody. It ain't no one side. Me, everybody, you know, they may or may not know the history of me and my homeboys, you know, starting the Top Dogs. We fucked the city up.
Y'all did.
Ain't no other. We messed it up, and as a result, now it's so many gangs. It's like, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to put out, you know, certain stuff because I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? I come from, you know, a church background. My father's a preacher.
For real?
Yeah, my uncle was assistant pastor at New Jerusalem all them years. Like, and our family and Bishop Floyd and the family was always close. I didn't like church.
Okay.
No, for real.
He said he
My
like
mama
church.
would give us money, right, to put in church. And like, I think like once a year you could see what they done put in there. And she like, why you only got like
$3.
75 cents? Oh, I go to the store with mine. I'm thinking she okay, well, you ain't gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking she gonna tell me I ain't gotta go because I ain't gonna lie. I was walking around every church Sunday with 1 penny in the envelope because I be done went and spent it all at the store. So I was like, if I tell her I'm spending at the store, maybe she'll make me stop going, you know. And she, no, I know what to do. I'm gonna put it in for you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I pay tithes today though. It's very important. I don't look at it like the preacher trying to get over on me. Because even when I first came home, Bishop Floyd seen me in the church. He knew exactly who I was at the church. He asked me, did I have a job? I was only out like 4-5 days. I was like, no. He said, okay, come up here. Was it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I'll give you $250 a week. I was like, what you want me to do? Like, whatever you see need to be done. And then it was people seeing me walking through the church, and they was like, who is he? And I remember one day, some people was looking at me kind of side-eye, and Jeffrey LaValle was like, oh, he a Hightower. He been here all his life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my family.
I know them Hightowers. It was 2 brothers that was preachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more than that.
Oh, well, I remember like the Hightower name. I remember one was used to be at Antioch for a minute.
Yeah, they migrated from Peoria, Illinois.
Okay.
So it's like my uncle, he just retired singing at New Jerusalem. I think a couple months ago, Michael Hightower, he was the lead for the LVs.
Okay.
And then like our family, that was our church. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't like church. I did everything not to go to church. I even fought in church.
I get it. But looking at like the pastors back then, like you mentioning Floyd, and you know how it was back
Mhm.
then, and then you see the pastors today in our community. What's your take on that?
You know, I don't like bashing
No,
nobody.
no, we just
So
saying as a whole.
I'm just gonna
Keep
say
it
what
real.
it is. Like,
I'll bash him for you, but go ahead.
no, I ain't got no
No,
problem
you
telling
don't.
them that they full of shit, like for
Okay.
real. But there are some, all of them not like
Right.
that.
Facts.
Like my pastor, shout out to Pastor Derek Aldridge. You know, a lot of people know
Oh, he
his
good. He good
story.
people.
Second chance,
Yeah,
yeah.
he good people.
So
He good people.
them kind of people, you could feel. It's the same way where when I be talking to young cats, it's like they can feel that I done been through it. I ain't just talking. Because, for instance, when my mama used to be, boy, you ain't need to be in the streets, this and that, blah, blah, blah. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And I used to be saying to myself, like, how you know you working 2 jobs?
Right.
I ain't said to her, but in the back of my head. So it was like there was no validity there with her telling me about what's going in the street, and you're not in the street. You know what I'm saying? So they can sense when you fake with it and when
Yeah.
you
real
with it.
recognize real.
But for the pastors today, I call it, they done took an envelope somewhere, because like Bishop Floyd and them, all of them, they wasn't perfect,
Right.
Right.
but when it came to stand up,
They stood up.
they stood up. I remember they had to go get him to stop a riot in Flint.
Mm.
The police, they had to go get Bishop. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people used to talk, but when it came time to get capital or make money, they knew who to call, because he knew how to do it. Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody understood, like, nobody is perfect. But now, like, you know, I like Chris Martin. You know what I'm saying? It's
You
like,
do?
yeah,
Okay,
because
I
he
can't
tells
fall
the
out
truth.
the shit.
He tells the truth from what I hear. When he be speaking on what he's speaking on, he be telling the truth. He ain't he not controlled by them. It might seem like it, but he ain't gonna do what he don't want to do.
So I agree with you,
If
because
he
he
doing
is
it,
doing what he want to do.
Okay, if he doing it,
He doing what he wanna do.
he doing it because that's what he want to do, and that's how he feel. But like, ain't nobody gonna really be able to influence him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people think.
I think he's really more of the big influence. And like
Right.
I
Well,
agree.
I just don't see that. I went to school with him. I just don't see
hold
that.
on, hold on. Let me clarify what I'm saying. I'm not saying he a good influence in a good way.
Right.
So I'm just saying the experience that I seen, that I was there. This ain't nothing was no this person. It was between him and Bishop, the deacon, AC Dumas. See, I was privy to a conversation that they was having. That's why I'm not knocking nobody, because personally, me, I follow more what the Nation of Islam do up under Minister Farrakhan, like up under his leadership, right? I mean, that's how. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of pastors, like Janiyah Lakes. That's my barber, but he a pastor. That's my guy. You know, I could sit down. Me and him always have dialogue. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean by what I say, like, he got a big influence, because most pastors have influences. And far as him in this political realm, you know what I'm saying, he got influence on that. But I don't mean it's for the good.
Right. Neil, don't go nowhere.
I'm gonna be honest for you, because anytime we can have bad water, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not gonna say that, you know, this brother truth, you know what I'm saying, this your truth on how you deal with people. Because I mean, I deal with some people be like, man, that's a crook. He might be a crook to you. Right. But he keep it real to me, so I ain't gonna never hold no. And I understand what he's saying. Be guilty by association, because it's like I say, people got friends on both sides.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
For instance, like the average person that you would talk to when I grew up, you tell them you come from New Jerusalem, first thing they say, "Oh, it's a fashion show." It was more than that, like. And they call my bishop crooks, which I took offense, like, a lot of times, because that was my man. It didn't matter. That was my guy. He used to come get me. Me and his son Leonard was real close. I'm close with the family. Miss Brenda, that's Mama Brenda. Always have been Mama Brenda. I've stayed with them. They give me stuff for Christmas. Me and our families was tied in. It's just my uncle, he wasn't as savvy, I believe, as Bishop. And I think one thing that a lot of people miss when he passed, Bishop Paul S. Morton,
Mm-hmm.
Bishop Floyd was his bishop.
He came up here and did the funeral.
Yeah,
I
and he
remember that.
told everybody, I get credit for full gospel, but it wasn't me. God told me to go get one person, Otis A. Floyd. He said he didn't know what it was going to entail, but he was able to give him his gifts, and he say, look, that was Bishop Floyd. You know what I'm saying? I get the credit, but he was the one behind it because God told me to go to him because he did know how to do it. I don't agree with everything, even with Bishop Martin or Bishop Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Because like
They can't even be in the same sentence, in my opinion.
right.
Floyd and Martin, that's no comparison.
With a bishop, like I think that he showed everybody how to do it.
You said who did?
Bishop Floyd.
Talk about Martin. I do.
No,
I had to read.
And you can look at that as, however you want to look at it. Some people look at it as good. Some people look at it bad. So I remember when I came home, I got in the choir, and we went to House of Prayer. This was doing where all the preachers would be here, and they had the 7 preachers.
Yeah, the 7 last words.
Yeah, and
Passion Week.
Bishop was on his cane. He went up there. They set the chair in front of the podium. He come up there and he leaned back like this, and he was just shaking his head. Everybody started laughing. He's like, "Yeah, y'all know why they call me up here.
Get that offering.
We got to pay these preachers. We trying to pay them $10,000, and we ain't going nowhere until they get paid. Start the music."
He was the first one that locked the doors, right?
Yeah, look, man. They play music for like 25, 30 minutes. And he was calling everybody, went to put that dollar back in there.
He did call me out one year, had me come up there.
He's like, oh, come on. I mean, when he got through taking up that money, he had $70,000.
See? But see, that's your experience. And I see some of the comments was like, oh, Martin, but I can't take away from his experience with Bishop Martin. And I'm glad he said that, because Rodney Porter is out here. He's I'm not saying like he in the streets, he's still out there gangbanging, but he's well known in the streets. He know a lot of people in the streets. And see, when we starting to bring the streets and politics together, they don't know about all of this backdoor stuff that Martin been doing. They only know what's presented in front of him. Like, he didn't know Bishop Martin went to court, lied on that Jedediah and all of that.
And actually, him and my cousin is married on my father's side. And so ever since I've known him, I've liked it. It's a couple things I didn't particularly like. The one thing that I didn't like that he had talked about was the music. Like, but that's him. He listened to all gospel. He don't listen to nothing else. I'm a writer. I'm a singer. I listen to all kind of music.
Or the gays. Remember that when he bashed the gays?
Yeah, and I ain't agreeing or disagreeing with him. I just say, hey, go to the word, what the words say. But you know what I'm saying? So and then I let God deal with it, because I already been judged. So I try not to do that to other people.
But this where I come in, brother, with a hypocrite. This where I call him a hypocrite. Where that's at, because what is our Attorney General? Dana Nessel.
Gay.
So my thing is this: if you was gonna go at the brother, you should have went at, you know what I'm saying, the Attorney General. She no different. Like you say, let the Bible handle you.
Mm-hmm.
Let the Bible handle it. That's the only problem I have with these so-called pastors now. You know what I'm saying? They preach Bible, but really when that dollar calling them, they forget a lot of things that's going on.
Yeah, it gets selective. I feel the way you feel. I just feel like, okay, ain't no use of arguing about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what I would tell, like, when they had the Neely and Weaver thing going. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, yeah, y'all see me over here, man, but I need everybody. I ain't like nobody else. Trust me, because I could have just came home and just never did anything. I came back when the water crisis first popped off, and my first thought was, how do these senior citizens get this water? Because them water pods was dangerous.
But,
You know what I'm
But
saying?
guess who cut the water pods off?
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
The pastors. Did you know that the concerned pastors lawsuit stopped the water pods? Did you know that the concerned pastors
No,
got
I didn't know.
they got $100 million?
Who is the concerned pastor?
Well,
Because I just never got into it because I'm gonna speak my mind. And if I know something,
right.
I'm gonna say something. I don't care if you get mad. I'm talking about these pastors. I don't care because a lot of y'all say my pastor was the most crookedest, but whenever it was something needed through the police force or something like that, y'all calling him. Because y'all
and my pastor Randolph.
Yes, yeah, that was his man.
We was at Antioch for years. Ain't that right, Snapper?
It's just like
Tony too.
Like he said, people is selective with what they do and what they say. And like people would ask me about Weaver, and I felt like I think she would help communities and nonprofits more than anybody else would that would get in the office. You know what I'm saying?
But ain't it sad that you got to have a nonprofit to
Make
it in this damn city?
I mean, man, I'm out here. I was doing what I was doing just to be doing it. And then there was a couple people like, you got a 501c3. What is that? Went back, researched it. And I had already been doing the work. And I went on Facebook one day and told them, look, for me to do what I really want to do, I got to be able to get funding. So I got to get 501c3. Y'all want me to get it? You'll help me get it. It was in like 2 hours.
It was that easy for you?
Yeah, because
I've been hollering for 4 years.
No, I got a homegirl, man. She cold. She doing I could plug you in. And she told me, you're gonna have to pay what you supposed to pay. All the paperwork, I got you. But what you have to pay the state and the IRS, I think it was like $450. So I put $500 up there. Within 2 hours, it was there. And then it was 3 other people that had donated $200. I was like, look, I'm finna send y'all money back. I got what I got. They was like, no, keep that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I didn't want nobody to think that it was about the money, because I did it for years. I ain't care nothing about no money. It's about giving back. I know what I took from the city. You know, I messed it up. I know I did. So it's always been in my mind to turn it around. And I think that's why God put me in that position. Like, nobody ain't gave me no grants, but Black Voters Matter.
Well, wait a minute,
you
because
know
I'm gonna pop them questions. You know me, and you know my style.
Right.
Now, was you ever promised any money from the mayor?
I was promised funding. Yeah. And the only way that I can get it was through the 501c3. I ain't got nothing. But I also believe that it wasn't just like from his office, because for instance, you know, him and Eric, then Mr. Mays, rest in peace, they didn't see eye to eye. And I went to Eric, because I used to call Eric out on all kind of stuff. That's because I really didn't know. And that's probably why everybody's like, oh, he on that side. And I talked to him one day and he told me what happened. And I told him, I say, you know what? I'll never speak on your name again, because just talking to you, I could tell, you know, he was compassionate about what he said. But I did ask him, I was like, what if the mayor apologized to you? Y'all cool? And he said, yeah. And he played me on that, because he played me good. I went to the mayor like, yo, man, you know, we the city need you and Eric to, you know, come to a medium on this thing, because I feel like y'all the one messing up the city. He's like, I apologize. Got him together. He apologized to Eric. And it was like he kind of looked around like, was the cameras on or something? He was like, that ain't good enough.
Who said that?
Eric.
Okay.
And it made me mad because I came to you and asked you if this man apologized. Can we move on as a city? Because I know that by city hall and city council not working together, that's holding up a lot of things that can be happening. And but once he explained to me why, bro, I ain't got nothing else to say, man, because I probably would have reacted a whole different way than the way you reacted. But ain't nobody, gave me no funding except for Black Voters Matters. They have donated to everything I done did. I will say that Genesee County, um, Swanson, his staff over there, John L. and them, Percy and them my people, and I always wanted to work with them, but I didn't want the mayor to feel like I was against him because I started out, and like I told him, like, if I ain't gonna support you, I ain't gonna support you. I ain't running to the other side because I support them if they got something that'll uplift the community, but they don't know it because they see me over here. Oh, he on what Shell? No, I got my own agenda because what I got, God gave me. You know what I'm
see,
saying?
you got you talking to the mayor with street loyalty. He don't understand that. You saying I'm with you, I got you. That's street loyalty. That's not that he has no comprehension what that means. He loyal to you as long as he talking to you.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt, and not just from him, but it's like I was offered money from Weaver side.
What?
And I was like, let's get through this mural thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody to think it's, of course, yeah, the stuff I want to do for the kids.
Somebody called Mickey. He was offered money and they ain't even paid Mickey yet. Okay, go ahead.
No, they're gonna have to get my money out the gate, and because look, I had some stuff set up, and I'm like, man, let us get through this mural thing. I don't, because I feel like this. If y'all win, we should still be able to work together because I know it's something over here that can still help Flint. And I told him, I said, but once we whoop y'all ass, then y'all can bring what y'all got too. But it never works out like that. And it's like, damn, man, like, how we gonna uplift our city? I see city council, man. Like,
and we're gonna get into that. Wait a minute, you're jumping ahead of me. We're gonna get into all of that because I want the people to really get an understanding of why and what the streets think about this political stuff. But first, I want to get your opinion. You said something about like Sheriff Swanson, and I thought it was a great move how he walked the people back down Miller Road. Don't tear up them businesses and stuff.
Yeah,
brought them back to safety. But he didn't walk when they had that casket march. Now, that was kind of peaceful.
Well, you got to understand.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay, come on.
Now, word on the street, and my word be 99.9% accurate, okay?
Okay.
That maybe you was out there. Was you out there?
I was out there.
How you get there?
It was a couple weeks ago. I got a call, to go secure area because a casket was coming through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it didn't come. It was like weeks later, because even afterwards, I went and got my partner, and we like,
who called you? Who called you? Who called you? We gonna keep it 100. You started the top dogs in Flint. Who called you? Who called you?
Let's do part two. So because one of the things, like, I remember the mayor used to be on my little show. I used to have called. I'm gonna get back to that.
Okay.
I used to have what was called a patio pull up, and the only reason I had it because my truck was in the shop, so I wasn't moving around, and I was sitting on the patio smoking weed all day. And then all of a sudden, everybody started actually pulling up. Like, so I was like, no, I'll come to y'all. And even then, before I had him on the show, I would ask everybody, what y'all want me to ask him? Because when I had him, everybody was like, you asking the easy questions. No, I ask him whatever y'all want me to ask him because I'm for the people. I ain't for the people that's in power. I'm for the people because the people is the power.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna let him know I'm finna do part two. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say some stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you take it personal, but I would appreciate it if you didn't. I ain't pulling nobody in the hole or nothing like that. But we got the call and nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I really didn't like about that was the fact that that's where he stay at. I wouldn't want him to do it to somebody I didn't like, in politics. You know what I'm saying? And there's people in there I don't care for. I can't say I don't like them because I don't know most of them. But I see certain stuff like the one white guy that was pushing the police at the thing. I don't know him, but I wouldn't want him to do it to his house. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody could get hurt behind that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's wherever house it is or the people that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand their pains. I got the same pains they got. You know what I'm saying? I got the same complaints they got.
Well, getting a call and going out there and watching the peaceful protest. And I understand your point of view. I'm not gonna knock you for how you feel. You didn't, there's a lot of people said they wouldn't have went to the house. I get that. But don't you think for the most part it was peaceful?
Yeah. But let me say this too about, I don't know, maybe a week before they came, I was watching Roland Martin. Shout out to Roland Martin. I love Roland Martin. They had something similar happen where they was going to the political people house. And that's when I found out that it was wrong. Cause other than that, hey, that was a good thought. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It woke some people up.
Yeah, people, it just looked bold because that's where he live at. That's where his family at. You know what I'm saying? And from my understanding, these people, they not from Flint, so they could come and do what they want to do and dip on out, and we probably would have never knew nothing, know nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see other than the loud bullhorn that you could have said, okay, you say they disturbed the peace. That's the only thing. But other than that, I had just found out that you couldn't do that.
You couldn't do what? Have a bullhorn?
No, be at somebody's residence like that.
On a public sidewalk, that's not against the law. That's
I
not
didn't
against the
know
law.
that.
If you took a chair and just went and sat in front of his house on the sidewalk, that's not against the law.
I know the street, you can definitely do it in the street. Like nobody has the right to the street in front of their house, their residence. That's city. But
And then you seen the videos of the senior citizens getting pulled out the car
I
by
didn't
the
like
police.
that. I didn't like that because like you got to understand these people crying out. So if they see somebody fighting for them, they don't know everything behind what these people done did along the way or whatever. All they know is they here right now. They here to help us. We finna support them. It ain't no different where if we would have supported or not supported. You know what I'm saying? We doing what we believe in. And I wasn't mad at them because of that. You know what I'm saying? It was the whole house thing. But had I not knew going to the house was a violation,
It's
I
not, it's
wouldn't.
not, but it's not though. I don't want you to think it is because going to his house is not a violation. It was put he didn't go up to the door. Like I can understand if he
Right.
walked up, the breezeway or whatever they call it and rung the doorbell, he'd knocking on the door, the windows. He didn't even go on the grass. He was on the sidewalk. People walk up and down the sidewalk all day long. In my opinion, because we know where he stay.
Right.
He should be more concerned about them cars racing up and down Chevrolet Avenue. Now that's
Yeah.
disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Them slingshots.
More than that, yeah.
It's way. I heard a slingshot music so damn loud yesterday going down the street.
Me
I don't
too.
even know how in the hell they could hear if a siren coming.
I seen one yesterday.
That's disturbing the peace in my
they
opinion.
had speakers outside of they slingshot, and it was like I'm like, all they gotta do is pull up. You don't even need no DJ equipment and all that.
Well, see, Snow, but see, I see what they're saying. Nearly supporter alert. He just said, how do you feel when you see a comment like that saying that you're a Nearly supporter?
He don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like most of these people, they don't know me. They know of me.
Just like I don't personally know
You
you,
know what I'm
right?
saying? That stuff don't bother me. What bother me is when I see you got your hand out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? And more than likely, I'll be like, what's up? And keep it moving. But these guys, they really don't know me because they heard of what I did and how I was. And yeah, it was worse than what you hear, but I'm turning it around. I support anybody that supports Flint. And what's so crazy is anybody that know me from Detroit, Ben Harbor, wherever,
Mhm.
they would tell you ain't nobody represent Flint, Michigan harder than Porter X. No, nobody got it tatted, Flint Town.
Oh,
And people knew when I was in the joint, you got a problem with Flint. I don't care who you is. You better go see Porter.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. They going like the
Okay.
here's oh Lord. Okay. Uh who called him to secure Neely's house? We want to know who he got a call from.
Part 2, so I can come back on the show.
You come back on the show. We can talk about something else.
For real. I don't care what we talk about. And I always tell my audience, and I even told him I can't have you on patio pull up no more because you don't like answering
You
questions.
couldn't have who on patio pull up?
The mayor, I had him on there and they got on my head. You asking him all the easy stuff. But before I had him on here, I asked y'all what y'all want me to ask him. One person sent me one question, and it was about what the Flint police was gonna do about the crime that's going on now. And even me and the police chief, we were supposed to have a program. Cause my whole thing about this is they say snitches get stitches. And a lot of times people throwing that snitching stuff out there and don't even know what it means. You understand? We got our community and the people in our community so caught up on that they'll see people drive by in cars and kill grandbabies and grandmothers
And that has happened before
and
here.
won't do nothing.
Yeah.
And it's a difference between reporting a crime and snitching. You understand? It's a big difference. Snitches is when you agree to go do something with somebody else, somebody get caught up and bring everybody else down. You know what I'm saying? If you breaking the law, for instance, for me, if I sit up and watch somebody put a little kid down, I ain't got but one thing to do, and that's to call the authorities because I can't avenge it because I become like them. I can't walk away. You know what I'm saying? So what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I've never held 9 to 5 people to no street standards. I don't expect for somebody that ain't street to be trying to keep a street code. For instance,
That's what we just talked about.
all the snitching out here though? The so-called G's, the gangsters, the guys out here doing the crime. Them the only ones telling. Because the community ain't telling. Miss Johnson go to work for 16 hours a day. She not telling.
You've been hanging around the mayor too long because you getting good with your redirecting the conversation.
Okay, go back to what you was.
Who called Rodney Porter?
I said I want a part 2.
This
so
is my show. Back. You got to answer my question. You said you was going to answer when we came on here on this show.
Big Flint called me.
Who?
Honestly, Big Flint called me. But he got a call from somebody. I got to make sure that he got the call from the person I think he got it from. But he called me, yo, they want us to do this, they want us to do that. So that's how we move. That's
well,
my
I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together. I'm gonna say whoever Big Flint is, thank you, Jay, for coming, becoming an A10 super supporter. So you saying that Big Flint called you and you got a call and y'all had to go secure the mayor's house. I'm gonna say it was the mayor or somebody in his administration. That's what Winter Talk.
That's possible.
That's possible, right?
Yes, very possible.
So we're gonna come back to that.
Okay.
I want to know, why do you think, in Rodney Porter's own words, why the streets, why they so blind to what's going on with our city?
Well, I don't know. I mean, because you might look at it a whole different way. Me personally, and I don't like to say the whole city council, but y'all are a council. I feel like they the ones holding Flint up. I've been feeling that way for years, but I stopped coming out trying to blast people because I really don't know why they feel the way they feel, and I wouldn't want to, be, doing nobody like that. Like everybody always got something to say about whoever it is. Like Liddell Lewis, she from what I know, she one of my favorite but hold on.
I mean, that's you. That's your opinion. I ain't gonna knock you for your
because
opinion.
I know what she's done. Now, whatever dirt it is, of course, if somebody robbed banks, they ain't gonna tell you, "Hey, I robbed banks."
Yeah, she ain't gonna tell you she got $75,000 that she voted on to get to herself for Sarvis Park. Now, do you see where they put $300 in Sarvis Park?
They did more than that.
What they do at Sarvis Park? Because I done took all the people on a tour.
I don't know, the exact amount, but I remember one day I was riding through there and I seen the state police. They was in front of me. I seen them stop. And they went. It was some kids playing basketball over there. I remember I went live, like, let's see what's going on. See if they messing with these little brothers. But when I got over there, they playing basketball with them. And then they started telling me what they was going to be doing later. They started, I seen them up there cooking food, serving ice cream. This is the state police. I hadn't seen it nowhere else. I haven't seen it actually since. So I've seen the work that Dr. Lewis do. I see what she's doing. I don't know what she not doing. You know what I'm saying? But I know she called me to put in the fire extinguishers and stuff like that. She calls on me all the time. So nobody else has. Tanya called me. I'm coming. If whatever it is, I'm coming. Element, you called me. He did. I'm coming. It ain't. I'm not drawing up on sides. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Miss Weaver has some good stuff over there, a whole lot of good stuff. And I thought that the mayor has some good stuff as well. And regardless of whoever won or lost, it still should have been put together in a way where we wouldn't be divided. Our city been divided ever since the Nilly Weaver mayor stuff started. Because everybody chose they chose a side. And I ain't political. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the people. I'm for whatever the people for. Like straight up. Because I know the power is in the people. Like, and my main thing I've been doing over the last 4-5 years is trying to get out the vote. Because a lot of black people think voting don't matter. If it didn't matter, then why the other people empowered it?
But did you know that right now here in Flint, that our voter roll is not updated? We still got people probably at River Rest still on the voter roll. And that came directly from Davina, the city clerk. It's not updated. So how can you have a real outcome of an election and the voter roll not updated?
Okay, here's the deal right here. You as a woman, a lot of men ain't gonna want to see you succeed in a position that maybe a man's supposed to have. I know people register because that's what I've been doing. I get funded and they ask me, well, how many people you think you're gonna reach? I started out saying, okay, I'll probably reach like 3,000 or 5,000 people. And then when I got to looking at my numbers, it was like 10 to 12,000. And I pay people to help, get the word out through my funding. But we getting tens of thousands of people easy. For instance, Trishelle Young, when she ran for Genesee County prosecutor the first time, I think it was 6,500 people voted the election before that. But me and my partner and them, everybody that got behind her, went out and she got over 22,000 votes. It wasn't what Mr. Layton got, but she recognized it. And it was somebody else. A guy was running for a judge. He wanted to pay us to campaign for him, but we didn't know what was going on. And the person who we was working for, he was juking us out of money. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, no, man, we got to get out here and do the work ourselves, because when it come to money, man, people they different.
They are.
They different, man. And I see it. I see it. I don't think that some of our elected officials, I don't think they for black people. They don't. I just don't. But I reserve that for part two.
He determined to come back for a part two, child.
Mhm.
You don't know when you leave up out of this building, you about to get 497 phone calls.
I don't care. I'm gonna give them the real though.
I know you are.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I see people like, once I had that talk with Eric Mays, it just changed everything. Like it just changed everything, how I thought about everybody. He told me some stuff I wouldn't, put it out there.
Absolutely.
But he was ready to help me. And I'm like, let's get through this stuff first, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to feel like I'm on everybody's side. And a lot of people might not believe that, but what I mean is, what we got to do to become the village again, everybody got to be in on it. It can't be no one side. It can't be no one side, because on these sides, we showing these kids some wrong stuff, man. Like, for real, and that's what they already into. They on the side. They clicked up. I wanted to get some activity centers. You know what I'm saying? I had people that was gonna come in and teach, what they could in they field, even though some of them wouldn't be old enough to get certified for stuff, but let's get them ready. So when they do get to this place, because now at 10, 11 years old, these kids is corrupted.
They in gangs already.
Yeah, they corrupted.
They got guns at 13. They killing. We seen it happen last summer.
And that stuff that I done found, like, I found a young dude dead on the corner of Burgess and I think it was Myrtle. And this young guy had been over my house. I knew him, but I didn't recognize him. I come down the street, seeing he was dead over by a tree. And I was finna keep going. Guy was like, no, go back. You got to go back. I'm like, go back. So I went back, and by the time I got there, it was some people that came. They called the police. The police came immediately, but he got hit so many times. He didn't make it. But that type of stuff, it hurt my feelings, because I used to be out here like that, the same way they out here. Like, I was one of the young people. They wasn't, playing with no guns back then. It was a couple young cats that we was around the same age that I didn't necessarily run with that would, was playing with guns. But you mess up families. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mess your family up, you mess the victim's family up. You mess their future up, you stunt their future and growth. And a lot of that stuff just it always bothered me. But I'm still a work in progress, because
we all are.
Like, I see certain stuff that people say. I ain't gonna never say nothing to them, but it's like, when I be on my ill stuff, I'm like, they ain't got not one time. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, I really don't care. It's just be like, damn, thought we was good.
Better than that.
Yeah, but that's why I try not to do it to people, because if I don't like you, you gonna know I don't like you. Like, straight up. Like, even for instance, some of the people who voted for the dude that's in there now, down in Washington, I put something up on Facebook and asked who was voting for him, and everybody said they was voting for him. I I the delete them as friends. And they right back in my inbox. Like right now, I'm like, no, it's a mentality, man. Like y'all don't want to vote for the sister because she a sister. Y'all voting for this dude. What you voting for him for? Y'all don't see Project 2025. Like,
But you know, my thing was, and I'm glad you brought that up. How can we, like, seriously, in Flint, we focus on Project 2025 with all this stuff that we got going on downtown at City Hall, North Saginaw Street. I can't even wrap my mind around DC with everything that we got going on down there.
right.
We had 90 something million come into the city on ARPA funding. And you out there, Rodney. You see all of these tarps on these houses. Then you have a mayor that says, well, we're going to do 9 houses in each ward. Then they say, oh, wait a minute, we ain't got enough money for that. We got to take 20 houses off the list. So now we can only do 52 houses in this whole damn city.
Man, look, I even with the blight, and I had wanted to get with
Shouts out to Harletta, because she be doing a hell of a job. And
yeah, but they did my baby wrong down there. And that when if I see you get done wrong, I push back. You know what I'm saying? I push back because now it's like, oh, now I see what people was telling me on certain stuff and dealing with certain people. So I set back because I see in the political game now we got a lot of people playing gangster.
Right.
I don't want to switch that on. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit ain't shit. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? When I went to prison, it's 200 or 300 of the top dogs. I went to prison. I had 4 homeboys and my mama that looked out for me for 25 years.
What?
That was it.
When you were out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind.
And for those of you that don't know, because we got people watching us all over the country, the Top Dogs was really the first big gang here in Flint, Michigan. And I know that's not like something you want to broadcast, put a big plaque on the wall, but just to be truthful, it was.
You know what? I don't mind because guess what? I'm the only one who went to prison for it. Me, it was probably like 3 of us. We went to prison for some Top Dog stuff. But for the most part, after 84, that was some other stuff, you know, what they was doing.
Oh, I was 8.
You know what I'm saying?
You look good for, how old are you, Rodney?
I got a birthday tomorrow. That's all I know.
All right then. Well, 84, you was out here in these streets. 84, I was still coloring.
But it's like I never denounced the Top Dogs. They had a march back in 84. Dang, what was the name of it? I
sure can't remember. I was 8.
But Miko, Mr. Miko Thompson, he headed it because
I heard that name before. Miko.
Michael Thompson. Because see, he knew that they was finna get some money to lock us young cats up.
That's the mayor's uncle.
Yeah. That's why he did what he did. And it was for gangs to denounce gang activity. And actually, they denounced it and they stopped. They went on and selling dope or doing whatever it was they did, but they stopped it, the gang banging in 84. At the time, I felt like they turned their back on me because the beats we was having, none of them was mine. But because y'all know, okay, he played with them pistols. Like, it was, you know, I was used in that way, but it wasn't like I didn't know, you know, what was going on, you know. And but actually the gun, the gang stuff stopped in 84, even though everybody still had they cliques. You had the Stonies, you had the Undertakers, you know what I'm saying? You had the Dogs, you had the Greens, you had the young super hard ones came out after that, D-Boys and stuff like that. Like they just wasn't, everybody know who they was, but they wasn't out there like we was. Plus they was younger than us, and I respect them. I love their colors. You know what I'm saying? I got a D-boy hat. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them is my brothers. You know what I'm saying? They good people. But it from what we started, and what was crazy about us, we all grew up with our mom and daddies. Like we don't have that.
So you grew up with Sheldon. You grew up with Chief Green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I grew up with them. Sheldon, I mean, he was a few years younger than me. I think T was like a year or two. But like T used to come over my house. I remember I used to ask about him all the time. I would ask Stub and June about him, and they was like, "Man, you talking about Terrence Green?" But I'm thinking he talking about my man over at Central.
I know who
That's
you're
who
talking
got
about.
me off into the community stuff. Like
Mhm.
I called him. I just came home, and I remember out to what's them apartments right down the street, down from here.
Orchard Lake, Orchard something
The
on
other one,
Flushing Road.
yeah, across from the fire.
Oh, Sunridge.
I remember I was
Gunridge.
watching, Gunridge. I was watching on the news. It was two cousins. One cousin went over there to rob one cousin, and when he got over there, he was robbing him and he was talking stuff, but the other cousin ended up getting a gun and killed him. And I remember the next day, I called Terrence Green, Central Finest. I was like, man, I gotta do something, man. I gotta do something, like, cause that just kind of it hurt my heart. Like I couldn't imagine, putting my cousin down. And I had a cousin, my first cousin, he got on the witness stand on me.
On you?
Yeah. He got up on the witness stand on me, but my grandmama made sure that no, you put him in that position. He wasn't built like you. What was he supposed to do? And I looked at it myself like, yeah, you ain't supposed to go to prison for no murder you ain't did. So I never was mad at none of them.
I got a question for you, Rodney. I ain't hear everything, but who is the D boys?
That's
and what was their colors?
Blue and white. Dodger blue.
I had that LA Dodger coat. I remember I used to wear somebody's LA Dodger.
I got my LA Dodger hat.
Hey, what areas they from? I'm not familiar with them.
That's a good one, Maria. I'm gonna ask that.
Deep. I would say
Wesley Street.
Yeah, but I know some of them. They from all over Flint. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, K Miles. That's my baby. That's my little brother. I met him. I was going to Brian. He like 7, 8, 9 years old selling weed.
So Mickey, you know all these people, June and Big Flint and all of them.
Yeah, because a lot of them was my cousins.
And Big Flint was with the Undertakers.
Well, no, it's because I know you probably know Face, my cousin Face.
Darnell.
Ron with the big jaws. You probably know him. You saying I don't want to say. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me mute it and I'll say the name. So I don't want to mute it. Yeah.
Why y'all reminiscing back down memory lane? You all over there smiling. Did you know he was offered some money from the Weaver side?
He was?
Yeah.
And they ain't give me nothing.
That's what I said. But listen,
she could them her friends anyway.
Shut up. Listen, here's a good question. What would you do to minimize the violence with these children? And this is coming from you, Rodney Porter. And I see a lot of comments, but before we get to that question, this is what I want to say. I see a lot of comments and I see what y'all are saying. But this is the reason why we can't come together. This is why he's on here now, because we may not agree with the politicians, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we got to stop doing in Flint if we want to try to bring the people together.
Yes.
Whoever he support or whatever, if we teach them and tell them and show them like what's going on, then begin to realize, like, oh, this shit ain't right. Instead of just saying,
Right.
oh, I don't like him because he with Neely. I don't like him because he with Martin.
Right.
We got to start having these conversations and not talk about people because of the choices that they made.
Right.
And don't beat them up for that.
And not only that, you know, like,
Damn,
for
SC
instance,
dog.
I don't know it whatever foul stuff on people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm showing. The people in the streets don't know this
if
stuff.
y'all got something going on, man, hit me up. It ain't about them. With me, I promise you, it's about the people, because that's where the power at. We just don't understand that we the ones had the power. Why you think every 4 years they coming for our vote?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can't survive without us. Even all this stuff they doing, like, they can't survive without us. They never been able to. Our foreparents raised their kids, taught them how to cook and everything else. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't care what it is. If it's positive, man, call me. I don't care who don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't into it for the politician thing. They asked me to run for a award. I'm like, for what? You know what I'm saying? I'm with the people. I can't do certain stuff if I'm on city council or whatever. I would rather work with the people on city council than to be on that, because some of the stuff I done seen them, they done did down there, I'd have been in jail, point blank. Like, cause I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that mean anymore. Like, some of the stuff that I done heard, not necessarily seen, that's done been happening, said, I ain't that mean no more. Now I might, behind the scene, I might cuss your ass out, like, but you know.
Well, this is what I want you to know.
Part 2 gonna be the dirty.
Okay, well, you say part 2 gonna be the dirty, but I still want you to know your favorite council person, she weaponizing the police on us down there.
Who?
Liddell.
How you figure?
Because she makes the call for them to come.
Oh, okay.
And she give people warning where the officers at, and then they'll come over.
Have you watched any of the council, Brother Porter?
They don't watch this.
No, because what
I'm gonna be honest, man. The last 2 years, I haven't really been on Facebook, because it's like, let's come to a medium. The bashing is
but you gotta know what's going on.
I know, but the way they do it, like, it's like, oh man, I can't. These kids done already seen me as act a fool. Quick story. Top Dog Day. It started getting kind of bad. We started out wearing they had these blue jackets they used to sell out at Wilco. I don't know if y'all remember Wilco. On Cloud Road, across the street from Misty 50 / Diablos. That was Wilco's, Perry, all that was over there, drugstore. We used to wear these blue jackets. Then everybody else started wearing it. So I have been telling the homies, like, man, we got to switch up. We got, you know, because I started hearing Top Dogs doing this, they doing that. We didn't snatch purses. We didn't jump on old ladies and old people, because we was pretty much already spoiled dudes. We was permed out. People, they was hating on us or whatever. I get on a bus one day. True story. I see a guy, he got the blue D hat on with the white D on it. And he got the jacket we used to wear. And when I was coming to the back of the bus, I was like, "You a top dog?" He's like, yeah, I'm a top dog. I'm saying to myself, like, okay. So I slide, you know, sit next to him in the seat. You know, he kind of looking at me strange, like, but I got that thing on me. So I put it on him, come up out this coat and this hat. You know what I'm saying? And he was, "Oh, please don't take it, man. My cousin let me wear it. He gonna be mad." F your cousin, whoever he is, take it off. So he take it off. By this time, I done pulled the bus, because I know I got to get off, because some people on the bus seen me pull the gun on him. So when I finally get to the door, I was like, "Man, F your cousin. Who is your cousin anyway?" He was like, "Rodney Porter." And I looked at him. I was like, "Bitch, I am Rodney Porter." And he looked at me like he was froze. And I remember going back telling my homeboy, "We get members only, man." Because people out here false flagging, doing stuff that we not out here doing. We didn't have to do that. We did not have to do none of the stuff we was out here doing. None of us. All of us was our parents worked in the shops. You know what I'm saying? Some of us had lost a couple people had lost like their father, their mother, but for the most part, we all grew up with our mom and daddy. They worked. We didn't want for nothing. You know what I'm saying? We
Nick,
dressed
look for
nice.
some of them questions on here. I can't read all of these comments. Keep
Yeah,
going.
I'm gonna have to go back and check them. I'm gonna answer all of them.
Oh, they go away when we on YouTube. They'll go away.
Oh, do
right
they?
now, Maria Carter with the $10 super chat. She said, "How would you deal with the violence in our community, the kids?"
How would I would deal with it? And I've been wanting to deal with it. I got a program I started out at Flint Central called Been There, Done That. And it worked until the police started beating me out of my money. And I didn't even know because they made me sign a contract. I was doing a lot of motivational speaking. And they was giving the police money to get me, but he was like cutting me like, no, you got to stop at the 30 minutes and stuff like that. And I didn't know till after I got with the principal. And she's like, no, we get him like $1,200 to get to you every week. And I'm like, I ain't getting number two, maybe four. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped. And then my mom got sick and I had to leave Flint. But we got to get these kids in a program, not only the kids, but the parents. Because some of these parents don't know how to be parents. Like, you can't be friends with them. You can't be sitting up getting high with them. I ain't gonna say you can't do it, but it's not wise to do it if your kids already don't respect you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might get older, you might be 30, your daddy might be 55, and y'all sit down and have a beer. Okay, I understand that. But like nowadays, you can't, like, I don't know what my mom did. They didn't do it in front of us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it was different. Wasn't no cursing. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Like we got to get back to that discipline and teaching our kids to respect our elders, because being raised in the village, we knew that if Miss Davis said something to us, ain't no talking back to her.
I got one. This Maria Carter with a $2 super chat. She said, "So, do you know there's corruption in the city?"
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Well, they actually went to
Ain't no doubt. Yeah, you can read some of the questions, and if I can answer them, I answer them. If it's gonna be part two, it'll be part two.
Well, I'm just gonna say I don't know if Winters was taking calls. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I
No,
don't know.
we're not doing calls today.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
'cause
can
they
do
was
calls
asking.
part two. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know. I just got back, family.
You know, I just at this point, like, y'all tune in. She gonna let y'all know when part two is. Remember y'all questions. I'll definitely answer them then, so I can, give somebody a chance. Like, look, I'm finna do part two.
I really wanted to bring him here today for us to have a conversation. You got to understand the past of Flint. You got to understand the history in order to understand the present. And I know we want to jump right into it feet first, but we got to understand from where we came from, what happened, where did it mess up at? And he's older than me, and he can kind of tell us what's going on. He's been over there. He's been working with Neely.
Yeah.
He done told you he don't like everything that the man does.
No, because
he
you
don't
know
like
what
it.
I would do, man. When I seen the city get divided, because actually it was Weaver who helped, me and Big Flint and them get on our path the way that we did. It was her, and she's reaching out and she was putting that money into the community. Like, she was doing it. You know what I'm saying? It may not been did the right way, but she got a love for the community that other people just don't have. But it's also a side that the people don't like her. They could kind of bring it out. Oh, she this, she that. You know what I'm saying? When I know that she helped out.
Well, how in the hell did you get to Neely?
My homegirl actually, Arletta. We go way. I'm talking about we go way, way back. And I know she ain't no yes man, no yes woman. And I asked her, like, what you think? You know what I'm saying? I wanna support, you know what I'm saying? And this who she told me, and Um, I was
Okay.
reintroduced because look, actually,
I'm gonna ask him the third ward question. Don't worry.
Okay.
he
Okay. Oh, well, that's $2 super chat from
we
Devil
used to call because our big homie Kip Vans, my uncle had a store on Van Wagner, and I think it was Sunny T&M, and it was like right across the street, around the block from the Shelton them.
Okay.
And we used to see him and his little homeboy. We used to call them top puppies.
Oh, shit, the mayor.
Yeah, we was top dog, but they was just so much younger than us that we would see them like, "What's up, top puppies?" and keep going, and it was just different. So even when I heard that top puppies, I'm like, I ain't heard nobody say that in 30 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I knew, and what made me remembering was because I always I used to tease June and Luke Shaw, and I'm like, man, that's y'all little cousin right there, because he light skinned like them. And they was like, no, that ain't our cousin. But I used to always be like, man, he look like he's supposed to be in y'all family. You know what I'm saying? But you learn, man, and I've had to tell some people, like, I don't feel like you for my city, man. I can't do this for you. I can't do that for you. But that's part 2, dirty.
Dirty on the part 2.
Because once you show me the side that I don't want to see, if I feel like it's against my people, because when I was in a joint, man, I'm like, bro, man, like Minister Farrakhan, man, that's my guy. And I've been listening to him since he first came on the air in '84, and he's still here because God with him. If he wasn't, he'd have been assassinated.
Right.
They'd have been went at him, but
he got some good security too. Though.
Yeah, they know, but he been prophesying for so long, man, and it's like we got to stop dismissing Islam like it's something new. You know what I'm saying? Islam is the oldest one God religion there is. You know what I'm saying? And it don't deal with all the Baptists and Church of the Living God. It don't deal with all that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't always get the truth, even on the Christian level, and probably Islamic as well. Like, I went to the Moore Science Temple of America. I love going to their services because what a lot of people don't know, that if it wasn't for Noble Drew Ali, Islam would never even be in America, period. He brought it here. But then you got the nation that came out of it. You got the Malang Islamic Palace of the Rising Sun. You got all these other different sects that come right from what he brought here. As far as Islam, he the one brought Islam to the shores of the United States of America on over here. But he don't really get the props, you know what I'm saying, because people don't know the history. And then you might have somebody in another religious organization that teach against, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna always have that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happened in the Christian world as well.
Yeah.
But I just, man, I'm with anybody trying to do anything positive, especially for these kids, because we gotta get to a point where, like, I got some kids right now that I be dealing with here and there, and I let them know, like, what we talk about ain't got nothing to do with your mama or your daddy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna tell them, this and that, but I can reiterate to, like, maybe you ought to try it this way or that way, because when I was coming up, like, a lot of times what people don't understand is if the people, I was looking to the left anyway. Now, if one of them to the left would have told me, like, no, Lil Rodney, put them guns down. Don't do this. Don't do that. This is what you should do. I would have listened versus listening to my mama, who wasn't in the streets, but telling me to stay out the street. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, how you going to tell me to put a gun down and you ain't never,
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need people like you. That's why I brought you on here, so you can go back and tell the people, the young people, they need to get involved.
First
we need
of all,
to take our
stop
city
being
back
afraid
over.
of your kids. Stop being afraid of. Look, if they ain't doing what you tell them to do, take them doors off the hinges. They ain't paying no bills anyway.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got no business with they door closed anyway. You got to check behind them. You got to go in their drawers. You got to investigate all that, because if my mama would have did that, she wouldn't have missed when I was changing. You know, I was smart enough. I was doing like Biggie. All my stuff was at the school that I was switching off into.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got to
okay.
get to these super chats.
Okay.
Okay, so I had one back up here earlier at the 3rd Ward, and you said a street by the name of Van Wagner, and we know somebody else that then grew up with the mayor. So Quincy Murphy, you know Quincy Murphy, right? Passed away. He passed away.
Yeah.
Rest in
They
peace.
was just to cut through the chase. They just saying who you picking for the 3rd.
Well, I want to lay a foundation for Rodney, because he ain't into all of this.
But
And I really ain't been off in it like I should.
See, that's why I was trying to give him some foundation.
Because I got discouraged. But
LaShawn Johnson of Beverly Biggs.
Yeah, let's cut to the chase.
I don't know much about both of them, but if I had to pick somebody, it would be Beverly.
Okay.
And that's because most of the people, like, I ask people that's older than me about stuff that, like, I come to y'all and ask y'all because I don't know, because I pretty much done shut myself out for the last 2 years, because I'm like, I'm not finna be beefing with no city council, because like Jerry Winfrey Carter, she like family. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to go at you. You know what I'm saying? But I know behind closed doors we can have a real conversation. I could tell her, cuz I don't like you do this, or I like that you do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it to where somebody else gonna try to piggyback off of it and then turn it around and turn it into a beef. I ain't got no beef with nobody, but
you said Beverly Biggs. I make that clear. He said Beverly Biggs. We got another question. Maria said, please watch the council meeting so you can see what happens. If you're for the people, you could not support the people you support afterwards. And that's true. Because learning you and hearing what you're saying today, if you was to watch the last 3 council meetings, there's no way you would sit here in this chair and say, she's my favorite council person, Dr. Lewis. And that's what I want you to do before part 2.
Because I did see the one. I seen the one, and a couple things took the light off of her that I was looking at. Like, they don't understand, man. Our people angry. They don't understand that. They really don't.
Why do they keep lighting the damn match, throwing it in a crowd of gasoline?
I don't know what she doing wrong. I don't. Now, one thing that I do agree with her is, like, call the people out that you think ain't doing the right things.
Shit, her.
You know, I can't say that.
I can't be mad at you for that. I can't sit up here and be mad at you for that.
Man, look, I got out in the rain for this lady when she first ran, when she first came back. And she invites me to sow. She the only one invite me to stuff.
That's because most of the city, like I said, they think you are just down for nearly whatever he do. I'm okay with it. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm down for my people, man. Don't get it twisted. I don't care. I'm down for my people. I'm down for the people in the community.
You really don't. So you really don't care about all this political shit.
No, they the ones helped me get my 501c3. Nobody else. It was my people, Flint people, people that believed in me. It wasn't them, because these people still believe in me. You know what I'm saying? And when I have what I have, like I do a community Thanksgiving dinner, you know what I'm saying, which I partnered with the Mac Center last year, and Swanson come through everything. He always donate. I don't care what it is I'm doing. He there. You know what I'm saying? And him and my pastor, they like brothers. You know what I'm saying? So
I show much respect.
It's like
Pastor
Aldridge. I don't care. You call me for something, I'm there. I'm there. It ain't got nothing to do with Nilly.
But if you were Neely, and if you had control over City Hall right now,
Let me
what
tell
things
you,
would you do differently?
if one thing that I would do if I was Neely, I would have did a long time ago. I'd have gave every resident in Flint, Michigan, $1,000, and they would have loved me forever. And that ain't no lot of money. We ain't got but like 80,000 people with that.
He had a chance to do it with
Yeah,
with the
you know what
94
I'm saying?
million.
Because people need money. They don't need all these broken promises. People is behind on their bills, man. I was watching people go around here doing the water crisis, tricking our people out their houses.
What you mean?
They was, we gotta condemn your house. So either take this money we buy it for it or you lose it. They got a couple people like that. Yeah.
Damn.
Me and Big Flint met a older lady like that. It's like she was moving out her house. He's like, what's going on? I sold it. They told me it was condemned and they'll give me $600 for it. If I ain't do that, they was gonna take it. And it wasn't even true.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. The people, the average person don't know. They don't stay informed. And we have to be more informed and get more involved in our local government.
We got to get out and do it. If I don't even know to get out and do something when
somebody, because you like you
call
said,
me,
you
know
only
what I'm saying?
you only got certain people that call you.
Like John L. Percy, Sheriff Swanson, they call me. They know I'm coming. They call me because they support me. You know what I'm saying? If the mayor called 9 times out of 10, if it's something positive, I'm gonna be there. And he know that. It might not necessarily be there for you. You know what I'm saying? It's for the people. You know, and I believe, okay, we need all kind of help. Like, I think everything being done down in Washington is to mess us up. You trying to take Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. That's going to affect my people, man.
Well, affecting your people here right now, like next month in July, we got water rates going up. Administration and council could have did something about that. Or maybe they couldn't. But I didn't see any action being taken.
I just think that it's too far gone between City Hall and City Council to ever too. And that hurts because I mean, I might look at
people thinking they're gonna get some water settlement money.
But they ain't really have nothing coming. It was going to the kids. But look how long y'all done waited. These kids 17, 18 years old now. You know what I'm saying? You see them around here in these cars running over people. Them the ones that's been affected by that water 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Like,
what ward do you stay in?
5th.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been asked to run for the 5th ward. Like, for what? That ain't me. I'm not finna be. I can't do what they doing. I be done relapsed. Like for real, man. Like, cause I'm talking about they done did some stuff where it's like, I know, like, I'm still a work in progress, but I know I would have wanted to put some hands on some people. Point blank, period. You know, some stuff that I done seen and heard. That's why I stopped. I got out that loop for the last couple years so that I won't keep forming opinions on, different stuff that I feel like holding up our city. I believe it's City Council, because I went to City Hall to apologize and City Hall apologized. And ever since then.
Who is in on here? They said this is such an unproductive conversation. Not for the people of Flint, it's not.
Who is that?
I don't know. Somebody with a name called in. I think this is a very much needed conversation, and everybody in Flint knows this man sitting right here next to me. So I'm sorry you feel that way. You can turn out.
They don't know. They don't know. I mean, here's my thing right here. To the people that's always out there talking, what you doing for Flint? The same people that have knocked me and you, it's the same people that ain't doing nothing for Flint. So how is you gonna, talk about somebody else and you ain't doing nothing?
And that's how we lose people, by knocking them.
I mean,
because they not giving the answers that they want to hear.
Yeah, but something, it got to be fair on, though. I got to do a little pushback. We can sit here and say, Like we can be oblivious and say we don't know everything what's going on, but Flint only so big. We know what's going on. Now I get it. On some things you might want to touch on or don't, because I'm just looking at the comments and I get what they're saying. They just feel like, some of the questions he's dancing around. Some of them like to say that you can't, with them, because I'm coming late. Y'all know I've been gone.
They ain't listening. I already told you dirty part two right now. It ain't about that.
No, I get that, but they still looking at it like, why have a part two when they looking at dancing around in part one? That's all I'm saying. Like when you saying like, okay, you're not with this side, but we just spoke on sometimes how guilty by association, like you saying, well, it's the council. I'm saying it's the mayor because you got to have both.
I'm saying it's both.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying it's both.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but then people looking how the police jumping down. Don't get me wrong. Chris Swanson, he been all right with me. He ain't did nothing wrong to me. But when you saying 60-year-old getting pulled out the car, because if I can call out Black Lives Matter, everybody else, if wasn't nobody down there when the sister was doing a press conference, was just to saying what was going on, we didn't see none of the people that's supposed to be here helping people out. None. I mean, that's what I'm looking at on here. I'm just being honest with. I get it, but I'm just saying these are the facts. And when people saying, we seeing this going on, like you cool. I'm just saying what the comments is. I get it. Ain't no Chris Watson not a bad person, but everybody see it different. I'm just saying when you saying people get snatched out the car, it's kind of hard to say this not going on, but we seeing it. I'm just going by the comments. That's all I'm saying. And I get what you know what I'm saying.
They've never. Now one of them have ever contacted me about nothing. The only one ever contacted me. It's always on the mayor's side, or the. Jonell and them side, like they tried to, get me to come over there, but it was like, okay, what's the reason? Like, but Art was sharing with me some of the things that they was trying to do. I'm like, okay, that's good. Win or lose, we still need to have that into effect or whatnot. But like, people don't know. They don't know. If they don't know, they don't know. They can say like, it's unproductive, but I say, what you doing? When did you call me?
I'm not gonna have you on and bash you for your opinion. Right. If you don't know, you don't know, and you can't know what you don't know.
Right.
Just like Maria said, go back and watch some of the council meetings. Then you will see where Liddell Lewis calls the police on people. Sometimes we have 9 or 10 people, 10 cops down there, police officers. When they shooting out here every day, we can't sleep at night because that's all we hear. But they all down at City Hall and getting called on us when Liddell Lewis to look back out there in the audience like that look your mama used to give you in church. That's not fair. That's not fair. It's not fair when Leon don't show up no more. We don't know where the hell he at. He may show up, he may not. He showed up until he got that seat. Then now he's not out there.
I didn't know that.
And then they say all these great things is going on in the first ward, but you go down Russell Street right now today. We can leave here and drive down Russell Street, and it looked like a damn war zone.
Yeah.
So they got to quit saying what all they do. You know what I'm saying? And you can only go by what you see, but I'm telling you what I see.
Well, like I said, over the last 2 years, I just got discouraged. I've been focusing on my Black Voters Matter thing because every time I open up my page, it's the bashing. Okay, but what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go on there and talk about people, but what's being done other than, people, having ego trips or whatever. Like, I done seen stuff on there that I'm like, I ain't speaking on it. Especially from a city council point of view. You know what I'm saying?
But we gotta speak up.
I done seen, like, honestly, I haven't tuned in to, but probably 1.5, not even 1.5. It's just when I turned it on a couple of weeks ago and seen the city council meeting, I cut it right back off. After I seen the sister come up there snapping and ouch, I'm gone.
And that was the same sister. I think I know what you're talking about. The lady that you're talking about, Miss Savage, that just last week.
That's who that was.
Yeah, that's who that was.
That's my cousin.
Yeah. Did you know that the police, Liddell called the police on her and they handcuffed her? And she said, the cuffs is too tight.
I
And
didn't
they
know that was
took it.
her.
They took her and slammed her head up against the wall and then slammed her on the ground. That was your cousin. That
I did
Dr.
not
Lewis,
know that.
your favorite council person, called the police on.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't sit up here and knock you, because I know you don't know some
I
of this
did not.
stuff.
I couldn't even notice her on the Facebook thing. I just knew when I seen her snapping, I cut it off. And then I think I seen one a couple days later. I seen them wrestling or whatever with Art.
Yeah.
I cut it off. Like,
Mickey went down there then to go, you know,
like-
because Art they was trying to get the best of him. And then another one of our sisters, she my sister, no matter black or white, Debbie, the police punched her in the chest, knocked the wind out of her, and then said, I'll do it again.
I
This
seen
is how
3
they treat
different
us down
parts
there.
to, I think, that same one. I seen the white guy pushing the police. And I'm like,
But he didn't get slammed on the ground, did he?
and I seen he had that thing on his side too. But I don't think he would have been ever stupid enough, even though he got that gun down there. He ain't finna shoot down up in that place down
But
there.
they didn't knock his head up against the wall.
They didn't do nothing to him. They didn't do nothing. He should have been arrested.
But that's what I'm saying, Rodney. This
And
is the stuff that's going on.
I got discouraged with.
I think I
all
know what
that.
you're talking about. Put content on. He talking about Don Pfeiffer. That's when
Yeah.
that's when the police officer fired on Art though.
Yeah.
Don was
Knocked
trying to
him in
get
his
in.
jaw.
He was trying to get in between, but the police officer, how that ignited, he had snatched up Chester. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So yeah.
And Mark, you're right. Unfortunately,
I don't
he is
think-
like most
I don't
people in
think-
Flint, not connected
I
to
don't
any
think
institution.
any black person could have did what they did to that police and not got stumped out. Than what I seen him do.
And we know that.
You know what I'm saying? I just
Even
been
with Miss
discouraged.
Savage last week, they had a guy, and I had just got there, and I told them this on the podcast last week. Josh, that's his name, and white guy. He was cussing them out so bad. The police out upstairs on the 3rd floor. I was at the ATM in the lobby down there. I could hear him on the 1st floor.
Wow.
Then Miss Savage was walking out after she, she said what she had to say up there. Maybe I don't know what happened that she got put out the second time. All I know, I seen her coming down the aisle, leaving on her own, leaving.
I didn't know that, man. If I'd have
And they
been out there, they was
grabbed her.
acting like that with her, man.
Then they grabbed her, handcuffed her, snatched her up, treated her like a man. After she said these cuffs is too tight, the officer said she tried to kick one of them. No, she didn't. Her feet never left the floor.
I did not know that was her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I got you here now, because
Wow.
you don't know what's going on down there. And I feel like, Rodney, this is my opinion, because you are so well known in Flint and so connected, people using you just for your name
Yes.
and calling you just to say, I got Rodney Porter with me.
But
I
it
got
ain't like
Rodney
they
Porter
think,
with me.
man. So some people, you gotta think too. Like I'm telling you, I got discouraged. I just bagged up because it's like, let me step back. You know what I'm saying? And just do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing my little Thanksgiving Day dinners. I'm worried about people that don't get a chance to eat during them times. I'm going to stores like, yo, you in our neighborhood. When you gonna have a customer day? You've been getting money for 30, 40 years, man. Like,
But them the people that council give the tax breaks to.
yep.
And we don't get no tax breaks.
Yeah,
Our
so
property
then.
tax is going up next month.
Wow. Yeah, man. I mean, you got something going on, man. All you gotta do is call me. As long as it ain't us where we gotta be bashing somebody, you know what I'm saying? And as long as we coming up with, let's do what we gotta do for these kids and these senior citizens. But with these kids, we gotta get them now. We can't wait till they 11, 12 years old because they corrupt. They on their way to legendary status by then. You know what I'm saying? Because they got some older people that's tricking them into doing stuff that they wouldn't even do when they was their age. You know what I'm saying? So the most important thing is to get a program that's feasible for these young kids, and also get the parents to also be a part of it, not just dropping them off and coming to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? And have it a progress report. Wait, I got
But see,
some.
people act like they scared everybody. People only want to be, the pastors only want to be pastors on Sunday.
Mhm.
The politicians want to be like superpower politicians. And we got a mayor that thinks he's damn Trump and Putin mixed together. I don't know where our people, how we going to get out of this. I really don't. Until I don't see nothing changing downtown until 2026.
I don't see nothing changing on city council until Nilly is out of there. They not gonna work with him. I've had some of them, and I ain't putting their name on blast. They said they'll never work with him, and they standing true to it. And I just feel like that's holding us up. But I ain't gonna put you on blast for it. You don't already. I'll never work with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. You know, and then I see like, dang, we can't get these kids no money for summer jobs. Where do you think that's gonna put them at this summer?
Oh, hold on, Bob. You know what? I ain't gonna mess with that.
No, go ahead. No, you said you didn't open. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You. I'm out.
I tell you this.
I'm out. I'm out.
These young kids love money.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna find some money. It don't matter where it's at.
Whether you give them a job or not,
they gonna find that money. But it's better at least have something that they can work toward. So what else?
Well, you want me to read some of these?
Like, and I see somebody say Don Pfeiffer for mayor.
That's Snow, man. He said you know him. Terrence said he gonna call you.
Yeah, that's the dude that called somebody a cunt down there, didn't he? Who was he talking to?
Who?
Don Pfeiffer. He say I'm running for mayor or something. And then he was like,
I like Don. It's like a lot of Don.
I heard him say Karen, but I didn't think he was talking about
No. When he said cunt, he was talking to Eva. I think that was Eva.
Oh.
She called her a cheeseburger or something like that.
But she was talking crazy to him and he shot something back at her. So you know how that be.
Yeah.
When you in the mouth. That's why I don't, like that. I ain't that was she said something back to him and he said that back to her. They was both playing a dozen in my book.
Oh, okay.
What were you supposed to do when you saw the casket?
Shit, I don't know.
You was just out there looking like
it was
Oh, he said a Big T. That's what you know him from.
Big T, Mick, Big Flint cousin. Tell him this. Jon Snow said he Big Flint cousin.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, I mean,
they love food more than money. So what does he think about not approving money for food distribution? They wouldn't give Liddell. She votes no for St. Mark in her own ward not to receive money to feed the people.
I didn't know that. And I ain't in agreement with that.
I know you're not.
You know,
and that's why I can't. A lot of people on here, they know the stuff that you don't know.
Right. I don't, because like I say, I've been out the loop. Like I go get food sometimes just to take it to senior citizens that I know can't get out and go get it.
Well, St. Mark I had to do a GoFundMe last week to pay for a truck to come back up to St. Mark because council won't approve it because they don't like, because Liddell done cussed out Pastor Thompson twice.
At St. Mark?
No, she cussed him out once when he did an interview over at 810. As soon as he got off the show, she called him and said shots fired and cussed him out. And then she cussed him out again. Now I'm there. This ain't no hearsay. Okay. Then she cussed him out again at the library. I was sitting right there at the table with Ronnie Dow. She cussed him out in the parking lot.
St. Mark.
Yeah, Kevin Thompson.
Yeah. Yeah, I know him.
So because she don't like him, he gets no money.
What's up with him? Because I mean, he always been cool with me and nice with me.
You got to go ask your that Dr. Lewis. I don't know. See, This is the time where I think you will be valuable because you can go back and talk to her. You got a relationship with her. You can go and ask her these questions. Like, why you not giving money to feed the people in your own ward or Flint, period? You a Flintstone. It don't matter. Let's take the wards away. Why you not approving this funding? Mayor Sheldon, You call me to protect you. Well, how come you can't call them damn police to come out here in the community instead of weaponizing them down here on my cousin and council? We don't need no damn 9 officers down there in city council chambers because they don't want to hear what we got to say.
But the frustration's so high that don't even matter, man. They still snapping. It don't even matter. It's to the point where obviously they feel like people on city council and in city hall is against them and ain't doing nothing. Because you can see the frustration. It don't matter who is for it. It's still the frustration is still there. And it got to be addressed because it looked like from what I seen, it's getting worse.
It is.
And worse. Like,
every week. When they get to the point where now they grabbing us and slamming black women, it don't matter who cousin she is or who she is. It don't matter what she did before, because now you got people, oh, well, she did this, she did that, she did that. It don't matter what she did in the past. She's still a human being. Just because she committed crimes don't mean that take away our human rights.
And she ain't been committed. If she been charged and convicted, then she done committed it. Other than that, then you just might feel that. But person got to be convicted and stuff like that. But I wouldn't have. I don't even like watching women fight. I can't stand it. I could see it come up on my phone or on my tablet, and I go right past. I can't stand it because number one, I don't feel like they know how to fight anyway. Mm-hmm. So, and then it's always like some double and triple team type stuff. I don't like that because I did that, and I look back on it, and it was dumb, man. Like it was dumb.
And another thing I want to say, I'm sorry that a lot of you feel that this is unproductive. To me, I feel like it's productive. You know why? Because this man can go back and have conversations with all these people. Rodney Porter is going to go back and ask the questions like, they said you did this. Why did you do it?
Yeah.
So I see it as very productive.
Yeah, and I mean, you could put me up on what I'm not up on, because I'm telling you, the last couple years, I got a little.
But now we got a problem with the police in our community, Rodney. And I know we had a problem a long time ago with the police. And now history is repeating itself. Sister Taliba, a Muslim lady, she was leaving after she yelled out to Candace and told Candace, talk to me in your professional voice. Because see, they think the audience are their kids, right? We're not. So this police officer, he's getting a little bit more aggressive each week, and to the point where he was one of the ones that slammed Miss Savage on the floor. Wow. She told him, don't put your hands on me, please. I'm a Muslim woman. He would not respect that. These are the things that's going on down at council, right above Neely's head. The mayor, council president, Liddell Lewis. These are the things, the people that call on you to help them. That's why people are scared to come or just don't ask you, things, because what you looking at? What's the name of your nonprofit?
Vanguard Ministries.
Vanguard Ministries.
Yeah, I know Reggie Flynn.
Jared Breckenridge, and he can go ask the mayor if he's still going to keep getting his funding. He said he never received funding from the mayor.
I ain't never got no funding from the mayor. So let's make that clear. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why I step back. Like I expect for, you to be the message that you bring. If you don't bring it, I just keep going. I ain't gonna sit and call you a dickhead and all that other stuff. I'm just gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta try to save these kids, because they don't understand, man. They don't understand that gang stuff. Ain't no future in it. It's really not. It's no future in it. It's no future in it. Like even like people saying like the dumb stuff that these young kids do now. I tell them 25, 30 years from now, they gonna be OGs though. It don't matter how dumb it was, what they did.
If they make it.
Yeah, if they make it. And like we gotta try to uplift our city. I don't like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But don't nobody call on me to come help me do this and do that. I got I got services right now for people in Flint that I be working with people out of Detroit, where you can get lower cable bills, you can get phones, you can get Medicaid, you can get all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But somebody asked, what have you done in the Fifth Ward, the ward you stay in?
I ain't really did too much. I go around like the apartment complex that I'm at. I find out they grievances. I did call, some stuff was going on a couple years ago. I did call the mayor that he got straightened out down there. I don't feel like, first of all, I ain't from the Fifth Ward. I grew up in the Fifth Ward pretty much on the weekends, but I'm from the Gundry Hood. I grew up in the Ward 1. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody doing something like Fifth Ward councilwoman, they know, just call me. They don't call me in the First Ward. I'm coming.
Well, I'm gonna put a little razzle dazzle on here before we end the show. I'm gonna give the people, because we for the people, right? Let's give the people 15 minutes. Be respectful, call in.
Okay.
Let Mr. Porter ask some of y'all questions. Maybe y'all can get some productive answers. Be respectful.
Yeah, where y'all think I can get some
I don't even know.
funding from? I
No,
see
let him
Mr.
do it. Let him
James.
do it.
Nah.
Because
Jane Cochran, he just said, when did your funding
Like,
start? Let me guess, a couple years ago. It's been longer than a couple years, but it mainly comes from Black Voters Matters. And I actually take the percentage that I get out of doing what they need me to do what I can do for the community.
Okay, here we go. Thanks for calling the evening edition of The Bump. Who is this and what are you calling for?
Hey, Winters, this is Michelle calling. I'm trying to turn him down. I can't even find the remote.
Okay. You still there?
Yes, this is Michelle calling.
Okay, Michelle, go ahead.
Okay, Rodney. Thank you for coming on the show. I did get a little upset earlier, but I came back because I listened to Winters, and we do have to listen to all aspects. So
We do.
I'm calling you back. My question is, you are working with the public on a voters initiative, I guess, to get people signed up to vote.
Yes.
Encourage them to vote, what have you. And Mr. Porter, to me personally, if you're going to be in that arena, you need to know what's going on locally. I don't know if yours is more focused on federal or state, but locally, you need to know. I would ask that if you're going to have this project that you're doing and you're going to be encouraging youth and other people to vote, I'm asking that you become more engaged and involved and knowing what's going on, because of a lot of the questions that Winters and Mickey and the public have asked you today, you didn't know. And not knowing and then trying to people to vote is not a good combination. So what I'm going to ask of you is, one thing I want you to come back on your second show to learn. Do you know what quid pro quo means? And if you do know, as a council person, how would that be a conflict of interest if they vote on something for themselves?
Well, only as Rodney Porter can I support or unsupport somebody, not through my nonprofit. So that's the work that I'm doing, is through my nonprofit. Now, one of the people I deal with, we have.
Thank you, Michelle.
Michigan United. We do, like, we support people. Like we went this year. I think it was Miss Harris that was running for the president. They had it hooked. I forgot it. I think it might have been 501c4. But as far as the C3, like, I don't support nobody, as far as candidates and stuff like that. When I do that,
Somebody
do it
may
as Rodney
ask you,
Porter.
but somebody may ask a part of your team. And what she's saying is, you may be leading people to vote for the same people that's oppressing us right now.
No, I can't tell you who to vote for.
But telling them to vote blind is just as bad as telling them to vote for somebody.
No, what we do is we have a script, like it acts. Matter of fact,
let's get this next caller.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Thank you for calling the bump. What's your name and where you calling from?
What up? This is Delgin from Louisiana. I'm gonna ask this, and this is something I take pretty serious because in my community, we looking forward for the kids to start leading now, because a lot of our old people are starting to die off. So anytime I hear something about the youth, I become a little passionate because I still consider myself to still be a part of the youth.
You are.
How can you say that you're working with the youth in the community, but you don't know anything that they're facing in the day-to-day fate? I guess you could just say, I don't even know. I want to put it together. My bad. I'm a little passionate about this, and I really want to curse, but I'm not. So I ask my question. How can you say that you're working with the youth, but you don't know what they facing day to day due to the politics of the community, such as people not voting on the roofs and stuff like that? Your homeboy, nearly, he done went from what you said, which is 20 roofs to 9. What the?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine a kid living in a house with a damn hole in the roof when y'all dealing with heavy ass snow and rain and all of that. I mean, come on, my boy. You can't say that you're working with them or working with kids in the community, but you, at the same time, you're blinded to what they have to face. And with that being said, I mean, no disrespect, OG. I'm not trying to divide the community more than what it already is. Like I said, excuse me for my passion, man. It's strictly about the kids. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I appreciate everything y'all do, Taryn. Hey, brother, I appreciate you coming on the show. I wish all y'all the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Delgin.
I mean, it's all good. I understand his frustrations. I got the same frustrations, but I don't have the finances to help these kids out the way that they really need to be helped. I'm taking the money that I make to do it, you know what I'm saying, along with some other donations. I know.
So
exactly.
are you registering people to vote? I seen somebody said you just register people to vote.
No, we have voter registration, education. We got some other stuff that's coming down the 501c3, because we can't, we never endorse nobody, we don't do none of that, not through our nonprofit. Now in our own, me as Rodney Porter, I can, but not as Vanguard Ministries. Vanguard Ministries don't do that. I understand what some of these kids go through. I got a cosmetic and closet that I do right now for kids that don't have stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I donate too. Fortunately, the only person that's called upon has been the Ward 2 councilwoman. You know what I'm saying? I can't help if ain't nobody else called.
If ain't nobody else called you, right?
Now we got lots of love mentors. Larry Lott, he got that. He got some young gentlemen that he worked with every Wednesday at the library. You would be amazed at they mannerism and everything, you know what I'm saying, that he doing with them that a lot of people don't even know. And he used all his money because nobody, supports him or anything like that. Okay. Big Flint right here.
Go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? You gotta.
We got a caller. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, this is John Snow, but Port don't know me as John Snow. Hey, Port, this Big T, man, this Big Flint cousin.
Okay.
I ain't really got no question. What's up, G? Look, I ain't really got no question. I just want to paint the picture better of you, man, for the people in the chat, man, because you stood with me in my uncle's funeral. You stood with me on Saginaw Alma. You know what I'm saying? Way before Neely. Look, way before Neely was even thought about. Right. This was a 14, man. Neely was somewhere with that wrestling hat on sideways. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to paint the picture better that you already do, man. Just because, we got different political differences, we can still stand all together because we you know what I'm saying? We just passed our good resources together, man, for years on the corner of Alma Saginaw. Me, you, Big Flint, Stoney. You know what I'm saying? The whole crew. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to paint the picture better of you, OG. And I know you ain't been around the last couple of years, so you know you just ignorant to a bunch of stuff that's currently going on. Cause Liddell ain't it, bro. You know what I'm saying? She weaponizing the police. I mean, I'm just telling you, OG. You know what I'm saying? She weaponizing the police, and it's a lot of shit, man. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to cuss. It's a lot of stuff going on that you just not aware of, man. You know, you just ignorant to it as of right now. You know, that's all, man. But you been all right, G?
Yeah, ain't no doubt, and I accept that. You know, and I can honestly say, in terms of that, yeah, it's cool because, like I said, the last couple years, like the way it's been like a side choosing thing. And I really don't think that's what they want me to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play gangster. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know you, man.
So I stepped back because I seen it got to that point, and I was like, wow, like I didn't know. Like
they get real tough and disrespectful on this app.
No, I gotta step away. I gotta step away because then you trying to take me back to somewhere where I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because being a gangster ain't gonna come out to nothing good. Trust me, because you get tried. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, let me step back and I can still be cool with people. I step back a little while. You know what I'm saying? So I've been stepping back for the last couple years, but it's like now, like I still do what I do, you know, for the community without going through that, because I've explained to a couple people, like, just because y'all see me somewhere, don't assume that I'm with somebody that you don't know nothing about. Like, if you know me and you know this guy's this type of way, you should already know that I don't mess with them kind of people.
Snow, you got something else to add?
Last time y'all
I just want to add this.
The last question. We out.
I just want to add this. Port. But you're right. I seen when you stepped away, and you already know. You might saying you know me, I know you. And that, you know, glorify. That ain't nothing to glorify that gangster stuff. You know what I'm saying? They just know. They know me and John Snow here. But you know the real me, man. Hey, man, stay up, OG. Tell Big Flint to get at me, man.
Yeah, he calling me now.
All right,
okay, bet. All right, bet.
Thank you. The last couple minutes.
This the last call. Wait a minute, last call. All right, caller.
I want to say good evening to you, Miss Winters, and also to Mr. Porter. Thank you so much, Mr. Porter, for sharing your truth with the line today. I learned a long time ago not to listen to words that come out of people's mouth, but to look beyond that and see their hearts. And I'm sitting here, I'm listening to you. You're a man of faith, and the Bible tells us that our people perish for a lack of knowledge. And my heart goes out to the young people, but I want to say this: we cannot get our young people together until we get those that are supporting them together. In a lot of cases now, it is the grandparents, it is our seniors. But it has been a disservice done to the community in Flint. I'm not a resident of Flint, but I have people that I have grown to love that reside in Flint. And the fight in Flint is real. Yeah. When we look at all of the things that are going on in the council meetings, I've been studying Flint for the last 7 years. And in my studying, I have watched every council meeting. When Eric Mays was still alive, he was the fight. He was able to give the fight. He's no longer here. And so now the fight that he was given has now died out. And so now the people have no other choice but to fight for themselves. And so I want to challenge you, Mr. Porter, want to challenge you to sit back and listen to some of these residents who has been brutally attacked by the police. I'm saddened to hear that Miss Savage is your cousin. Watching them do what they did to her, and it did not, we did not have to be connected by blood, but the fact that I'm sitting there watching them do this to a young lady, it damaged my heart. seeing what they did to Miss Deborah Clark, seeing them pull Miss Gwen out of her car, 70 years old, because she decided she wanted to stand for something. Stuff like this is stuff like this is a disservice to the community, and I think that it would give an advantage to the people if they were able to have someone like you that was able to stand with them. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to challenge you, Brother Porter. I'm going to challenge you with the influence that you have in the city of Flint, to be able to talk and connect with some of these residents so that you can see some of the things that they have been through. I've been watching from afar, but I've been well able to see the all of the things that's been going on. And so I challenge you to do that. I'm glad that Ms. Hall controlled the calls and made sure that nobody attacked you, because, again, you said you don't know, and I believe in my heart that you really don't. But I challenge you to connect with these residents and find out what they're going through.
All right. I appreciate that, bro. Anybody out there, y'all can contact me.
Thank you, caller.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all know what it is, excuse me, and I don't, I'm not afraid to go to nobody. Like, I don't care who you is. I mean, what you gonna do if I say something you don't like? You know what I'm saying? I'll come to you whether we cool or we ain't. If it's something that y'all need me to look into that I'm not familiar with, hit me up on Facebook, message me. You know what I'm saying? We can hook up, we can talk on the phone, and you can tell me what it is that you might need an understanding about, or what you feel like I should do, and I'll do it. But other than that, like I told y'all the last couple of years, I haven't really been off into it because it was going a whole different direction that I can't even really speak on the direction that it was finna go on. And I found myself out of character because, for one, I thought that for instance, I thought that Weaverside was on some Buffalo stuff. So in my mind, I can't be Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? And I had a conversation with them, with some of them brothers, and I'm like, look, man, the Buffalo not gonna work because I'm over here. But that statement alone, that's when I was like, whoa, let me bag up. You know what I'm saying? Because I done already been through that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna get caught up in that again. If y'all feel like y'all can run over somebody, okay, that's on y'all. Just if it come toward me, then it's a whole different story. But that ain't what I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to be on no one side. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be
a bridge to the people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that's what I could have been to from City Hall to City Council. But once certain people on City Council told me that they would never work with dude, it just discouraged me, and they holding true to it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see Flint going nowhere until he's out of office, and maybe them as well.
Well, I thank you for that statement. You look like you going to the dirty now. Listen, I want to thank you because it took a lot for you to come on here, and I want to thank you for coming on here. And it takes a real man to say, look, I don't know all these answers. I haven't been watching and been keeping up.
I haven't.
But I know enough about you from what I've been hearing to know that you're going to go back and start asking some questions.
I sure am.
So I appreciate you for coming
on.
And
if y'all shoot me the questions, what I need to be asking, because I'm telling y'all, I've been pretty much out the loop the last couple years as far as that political stuff going. I just been focusing on getting my people registered to vote, the education on voting, because the two main necessities that I seen our people fight for and die for, we don't take advantage of it anymore, and that's voting and these schools.
That's it. All right, Mick.
Peace, family. We out.
We did not gather here to ask politely. We are here to declare with one voice that injustice has met its match with the people of Flint. This moment is not about one man. It's about every citizen. Black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, and beyond. who has been ignored, mistreated, and silenced by the very systems that is meant to protect them. It's about every family who has buried their pain in silence. It's about every child growing up in a city where power speaks louder than truth. We are done waiting.